Ever met someone and instantly felt you didn't trust them, even though they hadn't said a word? Or maybe you've worried someone judged you the wrong way the second you walked in. That's not in your head. Science says we form first impressions in just 7 seconds. The good news? You can hack those 7 seconds. Think about how fast 7 seconds go by. 1, 2, 3. Before you even get to 7, someone has already decided if they think you're smart, friendly, or worth listening to. That's because the brain runs on shortcuts called thin slicing. Instead of analyzing everything, your brain makes instant decisions based on little signals: posture, eye contact, voice tone, even the way you walk into a room. Psychologists at Princeton found that people judge trustworthiness in less than a second of seeing a face. 1 second. The rest of the interaction only confirms, or slightly adjusts, that first snap call. That's why first impressions matter so much. It's not about faking who you are. It's about making sure the signals you send line up with the person you really want people to see. And here's the important part. Once someone makes that first impression, it's very hard to change. If they see you as confident, everything you do confirms it. If they see you as nervous, even your strong points can get ignored. That's why understanding how these snap judgments work gives you an edge. So, if people judge in seconds, the big question is, what's the very first thing they notice? Before you even open your mouth, your body speaks. Posture is one of the first cues people pick up on, and it shapes how they see you. Walk in slouched, eyes down, shoulders hunched, and people subconsciously read it as insecurity or low energy. Walk in upright, shoulders relaxed, eyes forward, and the brain says confident. Harvard researcher Amy Cuddy's work on power poses showed that standing tall and open doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you feel. Holding a strong posture for just 2 minutes can boost confidence hormones like testosterone and lower stress hormones like cortisol. Here's the trick. Before walking into a room, pause, take a deep breath, roll your shoulders back, and plant your feet evenly. Don't fake military stiffness, just open up. It signals you're comfortable and in control. Posture works in conversations too. Lean slightly forward to show interest. Don't cross your arms tightly. That looks closed off. Match their posture lightly, but keep yourself relaxed. The message your body sends in those first few seconds often matters more than what you say. If posture sets the stage, the next cue seals the deal. Your face, especially your eyes. There's a reason people say the eyes are the window to the soul. Eye contact is one of the fastest trust signals we have. Too little, and people think you're hiding something. Too much, and it feels like staring. The sweet spot? About 60 to 70% of the time while talking. That balance says, I'm confident, I'm engaged, but I'm not trying to dominate you. Pair that with micro expressions, those tiny flashes of emotion your face shows without you realizing. A small, genuine smile softens your features and signals warmth. A tense jaw or tight lips can make you look stressed or unfriendly, even if you're not. The good news is, you can train your expressions. Practice smiling with your eyes, not just your mouth. Think of something that actually makes you happy. Your brain will create a real, subtle smile. And remember, in first impressions, people aren't analyzing every detail consciously. They're just feeling you. If your face and eyes show openness, they feel safe. If they show tension, they feel guarded. 7 seconds is often just one glance. Make sure that glance works in your favor, but body and eyes are only part of it. The way you speak, even your very first word, can completely shift the first impression. Ever notice how some people sound instantly confident, even if they're just saying hello? That's the psychology of voice. People pick up on tone, pitch, and pace before they process the actual words. A shaky, rushed voice signals nervousness. A calm, steady tone signals confidence and authority. Here's a trick. Before speaking, take a breath. Let the air ground you so your first word doesn't come out high-pitched or rushed. Lower your tone slightly. Not forced, just relaxed. Speak a bit slower than you think you need to. Fast talking makes people feel you're anxious. Steady talking makes them feel you're certain. And here's something interesting. Research shows people trust voices that drop in pitch at the end of a sentence more than those that rise up like a question. Ending on a drop signals confidence. Ending on a rise makes it sound like you're unsure. Next time you introduce yourself, pay attention. Hi, I'm Alex. Steady, drop at the end. That alone can change how people register you in those crucial first seconds. Of course, it's not just how you look or sound. What you say in the first few seconds also shapes everything. First impressions often hinge on the very first words out of your mouth. People don't just hear the words, they hear the intention. Start with an apology, like, "Sorry I'm late," and you've already framed yourself negatively. Start with warmth, like, "Great to meet you," and you've set a positive tone. Psychologists call this the primacy effect. People remember the first part of an interaction more strongly than the rest. That's why your opening line matters so much. The trick is to keep it simple, friendly, and confident. No need for rehearsed one-liners, just avoid negativity. Replace "traffic was horrible" with "I've been looking forward to this." Replace "I'm not great at this stuff" with "I'm excited to give this a shot." You're planting a frame in their mind, and they'll see the rest of you through that lens. Even small details matter. Use their name early if you can. "Nice to meet you, Sarah." That instantly personalizes the exchange. Your first words are like the headline of a story. Make them worth reading. But here's the twist. Even after posture, eyes, voice, and words, there's still one final impression cue that most people overlook: the way you make someone feel. At the end of the day, people may forget what you wore, what you said, even the exact sound of your voice, but they won't forget how you made them feel in those first seconds. Psychologists call this emotional contagion. Emotions spread. If you walk in nervous and tense, the other person feels it. If you walk in calm and positive, they feel that too. One of the fastest ways to set a positive emotional anchor is through small gestures. A genuine smile, open posture, relaxed tone, and showing interest right away. Ask one thoughtful question within the first minute. Something simple like, "How's your day going so far?" Or, "What got you interested in this project?" That question signals you see them as a person, not just a role. It creates warmth immediately. And here's the secret. People rarely remember exact details of first meetings. They remember the vibe. Was it comfortable? Was it tense? Was it friendly? That vibe is your emotional anchor. Set it right. And even if the rest of the interaction is shaky, they'll walk away with a positive impression. 7 seconds. That's all it takes for someone to decide how they feel about you. The scary part? Most of us don't even realize we're sending signals that fast. But the good part? You can take control of those signals. Stand tall, open your posture, use steady eye contact and genuine expressions. Ground your voice before you speak and start with positive, confident words. Above all, set an emotional anchor by making the other person feel seen, safe, and valued. These aren't about faking a personality. They're about making sure the first glimpse people get matches the best version of you. Because whether it's a job interview, a first date, or just meeting a stranger, those first seconds often decide what happens next. So here's your challenge. In your next interaction, pick one of these hacks to focus on. Maybe posture, maybe voice, maybe your first words. Test it out and notice the difference. You'll see people respond to you differently, faster than you expect. 7 seconds. That's all it takes. Make them count.